What's going on? Jim Laird here from Where Performance and Health Collide, my blog. Sorry it's been an eternity since I've updated my blog. It's been a long time. Just been really busy here at the gym, and that's my number one priority. We've got some of my ladies that started a blog called The Misfits. So themisfits.com, make sure you go and check that out. They're going to be competing a week from now in Moorhead along with a couple other ladies that are doing their first meet. So that's a lot of fun. The following week after that, we've got Train Like a Girl seminar series with Mike Robertson, Kiefer, myself, Molly, Julia Ladusky. That's going to be 2 weeks from now, so we've got a lot of stuff going on. We're already sold out, so if you want to get updates on possible future products or us doing seminars at other venues, other locations, or us doing future seminars here, please go there. We've got an email list you can sign up for to get updates for that. I am going to be catching up on a lot of the questions for a lot of the articles I've written for Dangerously Hardcore, for Rob Wolf. Some of the stuff that I've done online has generated some questions, as well as the Misfits blog. So I'm going to do some questions today, and I've got a ton of questions from my own blog that I haven't addressed that I need to catch up with. So I'm going to try and do a better job here at the gym. We've hired a general manager of getting things, the gym's getting more organized, so I'm going to actually have more time to do this sort of thing. So if you have questions, we'll be able to answer them for you. The first question I'm going to address comes from Dangerously Hardcore, the article I did that yogurt is not a meal. Martina, nice stuff, Jim. However, getting female clients to comply with eating is the most difficult task, almost impossible. Long story short, she basically says, they have excuses, kids, work, all this sort of stuff. Basically, how do you get them to comply? Well, basically, it's all about education. And when a lady comes to me, usually they've tried a bunch of other exercise programs, they failed, they're tired, they're exhausted, and I just educate them about lifestyle, about taking care of themselves, about food and hormones, and how exercise really adds on to that. Unless you have all that other stuff in line, you're not going to get the results. And what's the point of going out and exercising 5 or 6 days a week when you can put a little more effort into your food, go get your nails done, get a massage, relax, and actually get better results because you have a better hormone profile, and that's what it's really all about. It's really about education. And then if they continue to get upset about it, I let them vent and listen, and then I say, well, let's try eating real food, like what do you like? And if they aren't willing to make those changes, if they keep complaining, then I basically just say, hey, you know what, this isn't really a good fit for us. I do have some people that aren't very compliant, and they understand that they're not going to get quite the same results as the clients that do a better job at taking care of themselves. You also have to tell people that if they're really metabolically wrecked and damaged, it could take them a while to dig out of that hole. And everybody's fat loss and how lean somebody is going to be different for every person. And walking around with a six-pack isn't necessarily healthy. So if someone continues to complain and make excuses, I basically will just say, you know what, this just isn't really a good fit. But it doesn't really come to that often. Most of the time, if you let them voice their opinion, if you let them share their frustration, usually they just want someone to listen to them. And then if you suggest, hey, why don't we try, something like a carb night, we're eating like a paleo-style diet, and you get to have a carb, night once a week, start with that, see how that works. Usually they start feeling a little bit better. You teach them to slow down a little bit, and then a lot of those emotional things start going away. So give that a shot. You might need to actually fire a few people to get some results. Sometimes that wakes people up enough to actually get serious, like, you mean you don't want to work with me anymore? That seems to be effective from time to time. Use your discretion with that, of course. This comes from the Misfits. Suzanne did a great post on You Can't Serve 2 Masters, how she went from running marathons and really struggling and being frustrated with what her body looked like to strength training and working out less and looking really good in a bathing suit. She's got an amazing before and after, and kudos to her for being brave enough to post that. Question here is from, if I can find it, of course, I had to look up to see what the title was, but basically it has to do with somebody who's been killing themselves with exercise forever and ever. Here we go, Michelle. I'm a cardio junkie, daily turbo, P90X, etc. She's been diagnosed with adrenal exhaustion and basically is frustrated. She wants to know how to get back into exercise and getting herself feeling better about herself. I deal with this quite often, actually. We've actually had a number of clients we referred out to like functional medicine doctor, and they've, we've told the person they need to quit, running so much or training so much, and they've got a full-time job and 3 kids, and they're going and going and going. They need to take more time to chill out. So the thing that kind of alarms me here, you hate not exercising. So you're using exercise to kind of medicate yourself. Some people use food, some people use whatever you want to, cigarettes, alcohol, whatever, you pick your poison. So you're going to have to learn how to, basically, whatever it is that you've got bugging you, you're going to have to deal with in a different way. I found meditation exposed a lot of the things that were causing me to use, I used to use strength training to manage like anger and frustration. So when I was angry and frustrated, instead of actually dealing with the actual issue, which was usually just forgiving people and moving on and not obsessing about stuff, I would just go into the gym and get after it, and which is fine, but the problem was I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't taking care of myself, I was adding stress to an already stressed out person. So I would suggest slowing down. I use brainwave. When you start doing meditating, a lot of these things bubble to the surface, and I know it sounds kind of weird, but a lot of stuff with maybe former family members or resentment or anger or issues that you have with people that you need to put behind you and forgive them, and maybe need to discuss with them to these kind of things that you have with people can really affect your everyday daily lives. And this is something I battle with all the time, is not taking things too personally. So taking time to slow down, take a bath, make sure you find a functional medicine doctor who's going to help supplement and make you feel better. But also the big thing is, when I dealt with this coming back from ulcerative colitis, as soon as I started feeling better, I wanted to go back to exactly what had got me in the problem in the first place. So the key is you're going to have to start doing some moderate strength training. Start with planks. You can Google our J&M warm-up. Start with that. Going for walks every day for leisure, not for exercise. Supplementation. Usually a paleo-style diet with a little bit of carbs at every meal. Usually most people with adrenal burnout, adrenal fatigue, usually handle that fairly well. And then just going from there and kind of digging yourself out of that hole through smart exercise. I wouldn't be doing any high-intensity type HIIT type stuff. And then once you start feeling better, you can push yourself a little bit, but you also have to remember, when you push yourself, you have to get your sleep, and then you have to get nutrition, and you have to put money back in the tank so you don't keep drawing money out without putting it back in, so you don't get yourself back into the original hole that you dug yourself. So it's really hard to do, and it's been a hard battle for me. I still battle it. I know that's one of the reasons I got the Joel Jameson HRV app, is because he gives me a green, an orange, and a red, and if I see that my body is on a downward score, I know I'm digging a hole and I need to stop. It's much easier to see that on a screen, so you might want to look into that to help educate yourself on stress and how it affects your body, because if your body's already smoked and you're not taking care of yourself, you're sleep deprived, you're not eating well good food, and then you pour hard training onto that, you're just digging the hole deeper. So you're going to have to educate yourself and work in, so to speak, as Paul Chek says, find yourself some sort of Tai Chi class or something along those lines. Start doing that so you can put money back in the tank so you can have some money to spend when you do decide to push yourself a little bit. So that's everything for now, and have yourself a great day. Make sure you take some time for you.